Hello and welcome to the Heritage TV News, produced by Oladeji Ibrahim Daudu. I am Veronica Olabisi Obadara. First, the highlights. INEC declares President Buhari winner of Nigeria's presidential election. Atiku rejects result of the 2019 presidential election. 120 electoral offenders arrested nationwide in Nigeria. Agbakoba advises Atiku not to go to election tribunal. UK and US-based observer validates Buhari's victory. Brendan Rodgers has been confirmed as new Leicester City manager. And now the news info. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC in the last presidential and National Assembly election, has been officially declared the winner of Nigeria's presidential election early this morning. Nigerians trooped out in their millions to cast their votes for a new president on Saturday, February 23rd, 2019. The elections were earlier scheduled for February 16, 2019, but had to be postponed unexpectedly by 1 week by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, due to issues with polling materials and logistics. The voting process was marked by incidents of violence which led to cancellation of elections in some areas. The election also recorded a significant low turnout of voters. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had announced that more than 17 million people obtained permanent voters cards, PVC, to participate in the elections. However, significantly less than 30 million people participated in the electoral process. According to an official declaration by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the chairman of INEC, incumbent President Buhari polled APC 15,191,847 votes to defeat his closest opponent, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who polled 11,262,978 votes. Buhari got landslide winning figures from the north, and more than 70 parties fielded candidates for the presidential election. Yakubu formally declared Buhari winner and returned elected at exactly 4:39 a.m. Nigerian time. Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has rejected the result of Nigeria's presidential election. Atiku was the major opponent candidate of President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Buhari was declared winner of the election this morning with 15,191,847 votes against 11,262,978 votes polled by Atiku. In a statement issued on Wednesday, hours after Buhari was declared the winner, Atiku stressed his refusal of the result and insisted he would challenge it in court. He stated that the election was a sham and was evidence that Nigeria's electoral process has been debased. 120 people involved in various electoral offenses in Nigeria were arrested by the Nigeria Police Force during the February 23rd, 2019 presidential and National Assembly elections across the country. ACP Frank Mba, the force public relations officer, disclosed this today in a live radio program, Police Diary, monitored in Enugu, southeast Nigeria, noting that 38 various improvised explosive devices making materials, were equally recovered during the polls. According to Mba, recovery of those weapons largely helped the police to control the security across the country during the election. ACP Mba explained that the recovered IED making materials were the reasons explosives were not experienced or explosions were not experienced anywhere in the southwest, south-south, southeast, and north-central parts of Nigeria during the elections. He said, and I quote, that massive interception by Delta State Police Command actually helped to nip the bud various dangerous things that could have occurred. Probably we would have had a lot of problems on our hands during the elections, but thankfully that interception was made, end of quote. While he said that investigation had commenced to unravel the circumstances or individuals behind the development, ACP Mba assured that the police would ensure that all those who violated the Electoral Act would be diligently prosecuted. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Olisa Agbakoba, has urged Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the concluded last Saturday's general election, not to approach the court because of his loss. Atiku lost the presidential election to incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressives Congress in a keenly fought contest. Buhari had polled 15,191,847 votes ahead of Atiku's 11,262,978 votes to be declared the winner of the election by the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. However, Atiku rejected the presidential election outcome today in a statement issued, saying he would challenge it in court. He said the election was not free or fair and that it was full of many irregularities. But in a piece titled 2019 Presidential Election, Ethnic Consideration versus Governance Consideration, written by Agbakoba on Wednesday, the legal practitioner advised Atiku Abubakar against approaching the court, but to accept the outcome in faith. Agbakoba said, and I quote, "I understand the PDP is aggrieved at the outcome of the election and alleged massive irregularities. I urge former Vice President Atiku Abubakar not to approach the election petition tribunal. He might have been moved backwards by his loss, but he should not lose sight of the legacy and greatness that lie in front of him." End of quote. The senior advocate of Nigeria, Agbakoba, described Atiku as being in a position to take up the mantle of a statesman and build a new Nigeria movement from the array of small parties, thought force actors, change actors, and millions who were desperate for a strong and united Nigeria. A civil society organization, the Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, YIAGA, today validated the declaration of President Muhammadu Buhari, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, as winner of Saturday's presidential election. It said the general election results announced by the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, were consistent with the findings of its observers as part of its Watching the Vote WTV project. YIAGA Africa has as its technical partners the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, the UK Department for International Development, DFID, and the US-based National Democratic Institute. It deployed the Parallel Vote Tabulation, PVT, described as gold standard citizen observation methodology that employs statistics and information communication technologies. Its estimates were based on observations from 3,030 observers deployed in pairs to a random statistical sample of 1,515 polling units. YIAGA Africa and INEC's official results fell within its estimated ranges. It therefore urged the public, political parties, and candidates to have confidence in the ballots cast at the polling units. And from the United Kingdom and sport, Leicester City have confirmed the appointment of Brendan Rodgers as the new manager until June 2022. New Leicester City manager Brendan Rodgers believes he is taking over a squad with huge potentials that assured victories. The Northern Irishman is back in the Premier League after almost 3 years at Celtic, where he won 7 trophies and has the club on track for a 3rd successive domestic treble. And former Leicester defender Matt Elliott thinks this is a good move for both parties. You have been watching the Heritage TV News, as produced by Oladeji Ibrahim Daudu. Before I go, the highlights again. INEC declared President Muhammadu Buhari winner of Nigeria's presidential election 2019. Atiku rejects the result of the 2019 presidential election and is likely going to tribunal. 120 electoral offenders arrested nationwide by the Nigerian police force. Agbakoba, the senior advocate of Nigeria, advises Atiku not to go to election tribunal. A US-backed observer, Yiaga, validates Buhari's victory. And of course, Brendan Rodgers has been confirmed as new Leicester City manager. And that has been the news. Thank you so much for standing with us and for watching. Have a lovely day. Tolu A. Akinyemi, a renowned poet, author, and performer, brings to us Dead Cats Don't Meow, a metrical masterpiece which invokes love and respect for life. Dead Cats Don't Meow is his 4th published work and 3rd collection in his poetry. For the discerning series, after Dead Lions Don't Roar and Dead Dogs Don't Bark, Tolu shares his gift of writing with people far and wide. Recently, he received an endorsement as a writer with exceptional talent from the Arts Council England. Each poem examines a part of life, a sensation, a reaction, or an emotion. Individually, the verses breathe their own beat, while the collection knits together perfectly to present an idyllic anthology. Dead Cats Don't Meow is written to help you find your own voice in a world with a cacophony of voices. Join Tolu A. Akinyemi at one of the 4 events to celebrate the launch of Dead Cats Don't Meow. Thursday, April 4, 2019, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Poetry Cafe, the Poetry Society, 22 Betterton Street, Covent Garden, London. Saturday, April 13th, 2019, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Musen Center, Function Room, 8 and 9 Marina Road, Onikan, Lagos, Nigeria. Thursday, May 2, 2019, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The Leet and Feel, 23 Westgate Road, Newcastle upon Tyne. Thursday, May 9, 2019, 5:45 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. The Avenue Library and Learning Center, 9 Victoria Avenue East, Blackley, Manchester. RSVP, tolutoludo.com. Dead Cats Don't Meow will be available from April 4, 2019 from Waterstones, Barnes & Noble, eBay, Amazon, Pataba, and other outlets. It's also now available to pre-order on Amazon Kindle.
My daughter-in-law, so how are you planning for my son's birthday? I have to cook up for her. Do you people have ogirisi there? No? It's okay. Okay, let me call you back. Mama Chijioke. Hi, Sobete Market. Please pack some ogirisi. I am going to visit my son. My daughter-in-law. It's arranged, but you must use original red oil to prepare the soup. What? I'll call you back. Mama Chijo, Please include Isio Morocco, my daughter-in-law. Everything is now set. But don't forget that gold wristwatch I saw the last time I visited.
Now you can talk until you tire for just 11 kobo per second. Call all networks in Nigeria and 30 international destinations, including US, UK, China, Canada, and India for just 11 kobo per second. Dial *211# to activate.
That's Silk Bobo.
The largest data network, Glow, Grandmasters of Data.